Well, it's raining in Lahore, and whenever it's raining, I have to grab someone and put them in the chair and share their story with you because you're always interested. Welcome to the G Sport Global podcast, and today I'm sitting alongside a phenomenal woman. She's just recently been voted one of the 50 most influential, powerful women in Pakistan. She's also the face of Pakistan cricket and globally growing as a rising face of international cricket. She's worked for the ICC, but mostly here we're talking about the HBL, Pakistan Super League. And you know who I'm talking about, Zainab Abbas. How are you?
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, Cass. I'm good. I'm just waiting for the rain to go away so that we can finally get a game in. But otherwise, doing great. Really enjoying working with you and all the other ladies and everybody else. I mean, it's just been so phenomenal working with different kinds of people who've been so great at what they do, getting inspired by just watching them. It's just been a great journey for me.
I love how the Pakistan Cricket Board has integrated women across the production, on field, in commentary, behind the scenes. How's that made you feel? Because you've charted this entire kind of what I would say pathway for women to come through.
It's a great initiative by the board. I have to give credit to them. There are people out there who, in sitting in that board who believe in diversity. They believe in, giving equal opportunities to women. And I think, we need to live in a time where we need to go beyond genders. I think it's about how good you are at what you do. And I feel that you are here or anybody else is here because they're good at what they do. So it's a great initiative by the board. I was very pro it, and I had shown my support from the beginning that, I'm so happy that we're finally getting more women to be involved in this. So whether it's Aruj or you or, Erin or, now we have Sanami doing studios. So there's quite a few of us, and I'm talking about when I look back at the first year of the HPL PSL, when it was just literally just me, and now I feel like it also kind of indicates what's happening around the world. Women are sort of getting more opportunities, and they are being able to use these platforms to showcase their talent.
Where did it all start for you? Because it almost feels like it's happened really quickly, and you've grown so much since the first time I had encountered you.
Well, it's been 5 years since I've been doing this, but it seems like I've been doing this since forever. And I think one of the reasons is because I've done so much in 5 years that I do feel like, this was my calling always. And, it just seems like it's been going on since a while. So I think it's just, I was always into sports, and I grew up in a household of 5 boys. So it was not a normal Pakistani girly girl environment that I grew up in. We lived together with all the cousins, which is how you see it in this part of the world, that you live with in an extended family system. And they were bullies. They were proper bullies. So first, I think that kind of toughened me up as an individual. And second thing was that I used to be so much around them, spending time with them, that I was drawn towards sports and cricket in particular because of the fact that it's the biggest sport in Pakistan. So I started watching it, and as I was growing up, I realized that, this is something I'm very passionate about. And I started blogging, and it was just an ESPN blog that I used to do, right? And I was a random user, just blogging, writing my thoughts, and I was literally writing and thinking, oh, nobody's going to read it. But it just used to help me contribute towards my passion. That's how it initially started. But then I got this opportunity to work in a news channel. They were doing an audition. So frankly speaking, if I'm very honest, I was not too pushed on going and giving the audition because I was like, they're never going to get me. I don't have any experience in front of the camera. But my mother pushed me. My mother has always been my hero and inspiration. I'm sure everybody has a certain individual in their life who always encourages them. And she's like, doesn't matter. Just go and give it your best shot, and then we'll see. So I went in there, and they told me to do a few mocks, and I just did the mocks well. They were like, okay, we haven't had that in Pakistan cricket, a female knowing what she's talking about. and I knew my stuff because I was genuinely into it. So it wasn't a case of me trying to do research. I think a lot of it came naturally to me because I used to watch the game. So that's how it started. And thereafter, they say it's history. I mean, I did so many other things after that, but this is where it began.
You also had a great opportunity recently to work with the International Cricket Council. How special was that for you?
Well, I'll tell you a little story. So, it's all these moments that you remember looking back at your life. I did an interview about 2 weeks before I got a call from the ICC with this, local magazine trying to give equal opportunities to women. So I did this interview with them, and they asked me if there was one thing that, you would want, what would it be? Because now you've done so much, you've achieved a lot, blah, blah. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, I'd like to host a World Cup. Literally, it just came spontaneously to me. Believe me, I said that. I did that interview with The Current. I remember the magazine. And 2 weeks later, I got a call from them that, we need some insiders to give us, coverage. And we want you to be doing all the Pakistan games and a few other games. And it was phenomenal. Like, I could well not believe it. I mean, you have to believe it afterwards. You do settle in, and it does kind of sink in after a while, and then you get down to business. But I was just like, you talk about having dreams as a child, and then you see those dreams come true. So it's a very nice and personal feeling. And I feel like, I think I'm humbled that I was given that opportunity, and I feel like anybody who's given any opportunity should just make the most of it.
I'm chatting to the face of Pakistan cricket, Zainab Abbas. We're here sitting in Lahore. It's raining, so no HPL Pakistan Super League action right now. But what a great story you have. What is your advice to young women? Because as you say, the game is opening up to us now. How can they go forward and follow their dream?
Cass, there are so many young women who write to me on my social, and that shocks me still, because it's like, oh my God, there's so many women who are interested in this, but they don't know how to get into it or what kind of channel they should be using. Because they keep asking me, should we get a degree in sports journalism? Should we, how should we get into it? And so I feel very honored that I am making a difference in a girl's life. Especially, we live in the subcontinent, where as it is, there are lots of issues with women being considered the secondary sex. So I guess everybody has that share of problem in their part of the world as well, but we have other issues as well. Women being so exposed, women performing at this level. So I feel like now that there is an avenue that is open for them, my advice to them is totally to just follow your passion, and perseverance is something that leads to success. So you have to be consistent, and if this is what you love and this is what you want to do, I think the most important thing is that if you can get a degree, like I didn't get one, but I do feel like now that I look back, I would have wanted to. But if you know from a very young, early age that this is what you want to do, get into that, get some experience with a local channel or something like that, like an internship or something, so that you get an idea, and then you'll make your way. You make your way, because once you put yourself out there and people know that, okay, this person knows what she's doing or what he's doing, then it's I think you kind of find your path yourself. So my advice to all the girls is that just follow your heart, and remember, never get bullied by anyone who tries to pull you down.
I totally agree with that. Where to for Zainab Abbas? What do you want to achieve? What do you still want to do in your career?
I'm at a very comfortable stage of my life right now, where I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So I think God has been, He's blessed me with a lot of opportunities when I've not really expected them to come my way. So for example, the ICC, I just want to continue doing good work. And if it leads me to other avenues within that thing, so within that span, then yes, I will always look at availing them. But I'm quite happy with where I am at this point of time. I feel I've worked very hard in the last few years, where I've neglected my family, my friends. So I'm at a comfortable stage where I'm picking and choosing projects which I feel like interest me, and which actually add value to me, and projects where I can add value to them. So it's not just about that. So lots of things that I did before, I'm not doing them anymore because I feel like I've gone past that now. So I'm quite comfortable. I just want to keep on improving and learning every day. And if something comes my way, then I would just happily dive into it. But in terms of, oh, this is something specific that I have in my mind, I don't. What I did always have in my mind was hosting a World Cup, which I have done. So hopefully I can continue doing it. But yeah, I just want to continue doing good work. That's it.
Well, I think your work is amazing. And for me to be here in Pakistan, my first visit ever, to seeing you do it, to see you having led the way for us to come here, thank you for that. And just so special to have Pakistan cricket so thriving and for cricket to have returned here. It's amazing.
I'm so happy about this. I mean, at this point of time, it doesn't look really pretty out there because it's raining. But I'm just really happy for the people of Pakistan because we are a cricket-hungry, a cricket-starved nation. And I feel like this country deserves much more. This is the only source of entertainment that people had, apart from food. That's the only thing that they look to. So just to see the grounds full, just to see that passion with fans, just to see cities like Multan and Pindi being, showcasing games is just amazing because I have actually grown up at a time where there has been absolutely no cricket. I mean, this cricket stopped happening in Pakistan since 2009 and we're into 2020 now. So I lived most of my childhood. For the most part of it, I could not come and see games in the grounds, and I just never had that experience. I used to do it when I was younger, maybe, but that was when I was very young, right? So my prime years were actually spent supporting the team in different countries. Like if Pakistan is playing in England or Australia, it was never at home. So for me to actually see all of that coming back now, it hits a personal note as well. And I'm just really happy that we have people over, we have you coming and supporting the Pakistan cricket. So I'm genuinely just really pleased for the country.
What a great chat with the face of Pakistan cricket, Zainab Abbas. We are here in Lahore for HBL Pakistan Super League and women being put front and centre of this amazing league. It's a G Sport Global podcast. I hope you've enjoyed listening to it, and there's certainly more to come.